This meeting is being recorded.
Hello. Yeah. Good afternoon, all. So, welcome to today's session continuation of what we have dealt yesterday. Okay. So, yeah. So, there is some issue with giving access to the videos. So, I couldn't help that. So, even 4 5 faces I couldn't see. I cannot see today. So, I will be taking the class. So, if you have any queries, you can raise in the chat box. Okay. And then before going into the class, there was a question yesterday whether Namcha is an Indian side or Tibetan side. It is in Tibetan side. I stand corrected. Okay, it is on the Tibetan side, not on the Indian side. This Nanga Parbat is the opposite side in the Kashmir. That is in the Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Okay, but Namcha Barwa is a peak around which the Brahmaputra makes a U-turn and come into Indian side. Okay, so we will again see those things when we are dealing with the rivers. So now we will move ahead with the Deccan Plateau. So yesterday we have seen the hills and peaks. Okay, now we will see how the Deccan Plateau is classified. Okay. So totally the peninsular India is divided into three parts: the Deccan Plateau, the Central Highlands, and the Northeastern Plateau. We will see one by one. You know, the Deccan Plateau is somewhere here. Okay, somewhere around here, the Deccan Plateau. Okay, these highlands between the Gangetic Plain and the Deccan Plateau is the highlands, and then the northeastern plateau is the Meghalaya Plateau. Northeastern plateau is the Meghalaya Plateau. We will check one by one. Okay, first the Deccan Plateau. So the boundary, we know Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, and towards the northern aspect, it is the Satpura range. It is the Satpura range which forms boundary of the Deccan Plateau towards the northern aspect. The Satpura range, Maikal range, and Mahadev range, they are in a line. Satpura, Mahadev, Maikal, they are in a line. So when you are asked to identify the ranges from west to east, Satpura, Mahadev, and Maikal, these ranges form the northern boundary for Deccan Plateau. And then here it is Western Ghats, here it is the Eastern Ghats. So the boundary is Satpura, Maikal, and Mahadev, Eastern Ghats and the Western Ghats. That is the Deccan Plateau. And Deccan Plateau in turn is divided into North Deccan and South Deccan. North Deccan and South Deccan. North Deccan include the Maharashtra Plateau, the entire Maharashtra Plateau up to this, and then the eastern side also. Okay, the North Deccan includes Maharashtra Plateau, which include again the Mahanadi Basin, and then the entire Chhattisgarh plain, the Odisha, in Odisha there is a hills known as Garjat Hills, and then Chota Nagpur Plateau also. This plateau also is a part of Deccan, North Deccan. Chota Nagpur Plateau is also part of North Deccan. So now we will once again check what are all the parts of North Deccan. The entire Maharashtra Plateau, this thing, it is a part of North Deccan. This Dandakaranya Plateau is a part of North Deccan. Chhattisgarh Plateau is a North Deccan. Chota Nagpur Plateau. So like this you can write. When it comes to boundary, you already know Satpura, Mahadev, Maikal range, Eastern Ghats, Western Ghats. Okay. Once after writing boundary, you can write Maharashtra Plateau, then Chhattisgarh Plateau, Dandakaranya Plateau. Dandakaranya Plateau and Chota Nagpur Plateau. These comes under North Deccan. All this plateau falls under North Deccan. Okay. And what makes the South Deccan? Karnataka Plateau, mostly it is Karnataka. The eastern aspect, that is the Telangana Plateau. This is fully Karnataka. The eastern smaller extension, that is Telangana Plateau. And then the Tamil Nadu uplands, this portion alone. Tamil Nadu, we call it as sometimes Coimbatore Plateau. Okay. Tamil Nadu upland. These are the subdivisions of the Deccan Plateau. So first we divide into north and south. The north has Maharashtra Plateau, Chhattisgarh Plateau, Dandakaranya Plateau, Chota Nagpur Plateau. 4 plateaus are there. In south, it is Karnataka Plateau, Telangana Plateau, Tamil Nadu uplands. Okay. So beyond this, the plateau is rich in minerals. Okay, in different places, different minerals are present. So in Chota Nagpur Plateau, you can in this Chota Nagpur doesn't come under the Deccan, it comes under the Central Highlands. So, excuse me. So, this don't take it along with the Deccan, you take only these 3 things, Chhattisgarh, Dandakaranya and the Maharashtra Plateau. Okay, Chota Nagpur don't take it along with the North Deccan, it comes under Central Highlands. Okay, so in the North Deccan, if you come, like they are rich in some minerals. Certain parts have certain types of minerals. For example, the Maharashtra plateau, this side, it is rich in iron ore. Towards this side, it is rich in iron ore. And Dandakaranya plateau is also rich in iron ore. The entire North Deccan, most of the places we have iron ore. Dandakaranya, we have the mines like the Koraput Kalahandi district of Odisha. Koraput Kalahandi district of Odisha, where we find iron ore. Even in this part also, it is rich in iron ore. Many mines we have. So you can simply write it if you are asked to write like the plateau is North Deccan is rich in iron ore. And towards this side, South Deccan, the upper Karnataka plateau and the Telangana plateau, they are made up of Kadapa stones. They are rich in the stones. A special type of stones known as Kadapa. The place Kadapa is also in Andhra Pradesh. Kadapa and Dharwar. They are the type of rocks present here. Kadapa and Dharwar rocks, they are present in the Karnataka plateau and Telangana plateau. Okay, when we come to Tamil Nadu highlands, charconite is a mineral which is available in Tamil Nadu, especially in Javadi and Shevarai hills. Charconite. And here also some amount of iron ore, some amount of this Kadapa stones are found in the Tamil Nadu uplands also. Okay, that's all regarding the Deccan plateau. The North Deccan, South Deccan, you have to divide. You take this Chota Nagpur, you remove from this. Okay, North Deccan and South Deccan. In North Deccan, it is mainly iron ore which is present. In the South Deccan, it is the stone, Kadapa, Dharwar stones, and then the charconite which is present in the Tamil Nadu uplands. Okay. Then coming to the Central Highlands. Here it is divided into North Central Highland, South Central Highland and Chota Nagpur Plateau. 3 divisions are there: North Central, South Central and Chota Nagpur. Okay, 3 divisions are there. What are all the North Central? The Aravalli range, the Aravalli hills and surrounding region, and then a plateau, small plateau known as Malwa Plateau. Both these forms the North Central Highlands. Okay, North Central. In the North Central, Aravalli range and the surrounding region, and the Malwa, this one, Malwa Plateau. This plateau and this plateau together form the North Central Highlands. Okay, here the stones are quartzites, gneiss and schist. All are type of metamorphic rocks. Okay, so we know that this region is also famous for the granitic rocks and all. Okay, north central, I am talking about north central, they have quartzite gneiss, and then schist. These are the types of stones. All are metamorphic rocks. They are present in the north central highlands. North central highlands. Then south central highland, it include, I will remove this stones which are present in the north central highlands, quartzite, gneiss and schist. Okay, this is north central highland over. Bundelkhand Plateau, you can see a small plateau here, Bundelkhand Plateau, north of Vindhya range. Bundelkhand Plateau, then this region is known as Vindhyachal Plateau. Vindhyachal Plateau, around the Vindhyan range. Vindhyachal Plateau. Bundelkhand, Vindhyachal Plateau, they together form the south central highlands. Bundelkhand Plateau and the Vindhyachal Plateau. South central highlands. Okay, nose. So they are like known for senile topography, which means like the sort of a badland topography they call it as, due to the highly eroded hills, highly eroded hills. Okay, some places here have coal deposits. In the south central highlands, coal deposits are there, and also senile, senile means old landform due to heavy erosion, due to high erosion. Okay. And then whatever other things you read about peaks, ranges, those things also you can add as a write-up for this plateau. And then the last one is the Chota Nagpur Plateau, Central Highlands. Yeah, this south central include Baghelkhand Plateau. This Baghelkhand is nothing but it's a part of Vindhyachal only. Vindhyachal Baghelkhand or Vindhyachal Plateau. Largely it is shared between Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. Some districts of Madhya Pradesh and some district of Uttar Pradesh. Okay, Bundelkhand and Baghelkhand, they are adjacent area. Baghelkhand is also, the Vindhyachal is also known as Baghelkhand. It is Vindhyachal Baghelkhand Plateau. So partly Madhya Pradesh and partly Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Then we are coming to the Chota Nagpur Plateau. Okay, Chota Nagpur Plateau. It is shared between West Bengal, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh and Odisha. Okay, the Chota Nagpur Plateau occupy some district of West Bengal, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh and Odisha. Okay, here it is rich in coal and some iron ore is also there. Chota Nagpur Plateau, coal and iron ore. Shared between Odisha, West Bengal, Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand. Then we come to the northeastern plateau, which is known as the Meghalaya Plateau. Meghalaya Plateau. The Meghalaya Plateau has 3 hills. We have seen in the last class only. Khasi, Garo, Jaintia, 3 hills. Meghalaya Plateau. That plateau is part of peninsular India and it was divided by the Malda Fault. During the plate movement, it is due to a faulting known as Malda. The Malda is a place, Malda Fault, that had divided the Meghalaya Plateau from the mainland. Okay, this depression, this Malda Flat divided the Meghalaya Plateau from the peninsular India. Then how Bangladesh is there, sir? Bangladesh is like most of the Bangladesh is due to the fault. You know what is fault again? Okay, it is like 2 blocks. The middle block, since this is pushed a little bit away, this middle block comes down. Okay, that is a fault. Okay, this region is Bangladesh. Okay, here what happens? The sediments from both the upland, it comes and settles here. Okay, this become plain, like the top of the region becomes plain due to the sedimentation, alluvial sedimentation from the both highlands. This region get filled up and that has become the entire the delta and the Bangladesh region. Okay, this side it is Meghalaya. This side it is peninsular India or Chota Nagpur Plateau, whatever is nearby, peninsular India. So it is part of peninsular India only, Meghalaya Plateau also, due to this faulting, the Malda Fault. And this fault is also responsible for the change in the course of rivers and all. We will deal that when we are dealing with drainage system. Okay. This depression caused the change in the flow of rivers. Because of that only the Brahmaputra and Ganga came and flow and fall into the Bay of Bengal at this place. It is because of the Malda Fault. Okay. So it is because of the Malda Fault, and then apart from that, Shillong is the peak, and Nokrek is the another peak there, and Meghalaya Plateau is for its high rainfall. You know, Cherrapunji and Masinram are in the Meghalaya Plateau. Cherrapunji and Masinram are in the Meghalaya Plateau. Apart from these 3 hills, there are 2 other hills also, Mikir and Rengma hills. They are also part of Mikir and Rengma hills. What are all the hills? Okay, northeastern plateau, what are the hills? Garo, Khasi, Jaintia, Mikir and Rengma. These are the hills of northeastern plateau. Two peaks are Shillong Peak and Nokrek Peak. Nokrek and Shillong Peak. Again, belonging to the northeast only. Nokrek and Shillong Peak. Okay. And the highest rainfall region also you can write. Okay, so we have seen the plateau and its subdivision. So when it comes to peninsular India, you have to divide it into Deccan Plateau, Central Highland, Northeastern Plateau. Deccan Plateau, first you divide into north and south. In the north, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, and then Dandakaranya. You can add Odisha hills also. Odisha hills also. Okay. In south, it is Karnataka Plateau, then Telangana Plateau, and then Tamil Nadu uplands in south. Central Highlands, it is Aravalli. First you divide into North Central and South Central and Chota Nagpur. In north, it is Aravalli, Malwa. In south, it is Bundelkhand, Bagalkhand or Vindhyachal. Chota Nagpur Plateau is there. Okay. The northeastern plateau, it is the Meghalaya Plateau, and it is created due to the Malda Gap. Okay, we will move on to the next part, the desert. The Great Indian Desert or the Rajasthan Desert. It is in the northwest of Aravalli. The desert regions are known as Marustali. Marustali. Okay. It is rich in dunes and barkens. You know what are the barkens? It is the sand deposits. Sand deposits, it will be in the shape of like an arrow. Okay, sand deposits. Dunes and barkens are there, and it keeps on changing their location due to continuous transportation and deposition. Very low rainfall. It receives only 150 to 150 millimeter, which is around 15 centimeter per year. So it is very water deficit region. Water deficit region. So low vegetation. Okay, low vegetation. So once this region was under sea, how this has geological origin? Geological origin wise, this region was part of the Tethys Sea. Okay, when the Eurasian plate and then the Indian plate was coming, here exactly this region became the, this went and collided, so this region became the Rajasthan plains, Rajasthan desert. Okay, okay, so it was a marine landform converted into desert by sand deposits. Okay, sand deposits. So how you are saying that it is marine? It is again that is being discussed in the NCERT also. They are having the fossil park, wood fossil park near Jaisalmer. Jaisalmer, whatever they have taken from the fossils which they have taken from this region, the desert region, they are maintaining it. Okay, so that is an evidence that the fossils are evidence that it was earlier under the sea. Okay, and this even the desert are also considered as an extension of the peninsular India only. Peninsular India. And then we will again see it during river. The only river, known river is Luni. Luni is the river which flows in this part. There will be many ephemeral rivers, which means the rivers are ephemeral. Ephemeral means transient. Only they are alive for only very short span of time. Whenever there is a rain, the flow of water would be there, and after that it would be dry. Okay, ephemeral is very transient. Transient or short-lived. Short-lived. Okay, and then here the playas, the drainage system, it becomes internal drainage system. So what happens? There will be some hills would be there. So small hill like a sort of a thing would be there. Whenever the rain is there, all the water comes to a place. It forms like a lake. Okay, lake in between the small hills. So this lake is known as playa lake. Okay, playa lakes, and it will get dry also when it is not raining. When it is like during summer, it get dry. So it form a pan of salt. So known as alkali flat. Alkali flats. Okay, these are the things found in the Indian desert. Indian desert, where it is northwest of Aravalli, it is also known as Marustali region. Okay, so undulating region with dunes and barkens, very water deficit region due to less rainfall. And you know why the less rainfall? Because the Aravalli mountains are parallel to the monsoon wind. Because of that, it get minimum rainfall, low vegetation also. Geologically, they were submarine, they were under sea during the geological period, but due to erosion and deposition of sand, they had become desert now. Okay, and then whatever the drainage we find there, they are ephemeral. The streams are ephemeral, which means very transient or short-lived. Playa lakes and salt pans are also common feature in the desert. Okay, the coastal plains. Marustali is nothing but it is another name for the desert, the local name for the desert. And Barken is nothing but the sand dune. Someone is asking what is Barken. Barken is nothing but the sand dune. Sand dune is like this. The desert would be having many sand dunes, deposited dunes. Okay, usually the wing means this side. This would be facing opposite to from the direction from which the wind blows. Okay, so the sand will get deposited here. These are the deposits. The sand would be deposited. Okay, like this it would be deposited. Okay, wind direction is like this. These are known as barkens. Another name of dunes. Okay, if it is like this, it is known as barkens. If the dunes are like this, the direction of the dune is like this, it is known as parabolic dune. These things should have been taught during landforms created by wind erosion. Okay, parabolic dunes. Parabolic dunes. And then there is another type of dune known as longitudinal dune. The wind direction is like this, so the dune is like this in a straight line, longitudinal dunes. And if the same dune is like this, perpendicular to the direction of a wind, it is known as transverse dunes. Okay, these are erosional landforms of, depositional landforms of wind. Barkens are nothing but the dunes, sand dunes. Northeastern plateau, there is no any specific minerals, like everything might be there, but nothing is being, some amount of coal is being mined from Meghalaya plateau. Coal is being mined, other than that nothing specific. Some amount of coal is being mined in Meghalaya. Okay. So Run of Kutch is not a playa as such. You can to some extent you can say what Run of Kutch is a playa. Okay, like this it is there. Okay, this region, it is very low lying region, so it is a marshy condition. Marshy condition means waterlogged. Always there will be stagnating water because of low lying nature, and whenever that get evaporated, during summer if it get evaporated, it forms like a fern pattern on the land. Okay, I am talking about Run of Kutch. Okay, the fern pattern is due to the precipitation of salt. Okay, it is not cultivable at all. Okay, during winter, during rainy, when there is a water is there, it will be waterlogged. During summer, it will be having heavy amount of salt deposits. So Run of Kutch cannot be cultivated. So it will always be like not utilized. Okay, Run of Kutch to some, it's a large salt pan sort of a region. Northeast mountains are not extension of Eastern Ghats, they are extension of peninsular India. They are extension of the peninsular India. And they are separated from the peninsular India. So why I am emphasizing that, we will come to the bigger map. Okay, we will take any bigger map. Okay, full India map somewhere, I will check it. Yeah, this map. If you see here, the peninsular India is like this. This is a peninsular India. To some extent like this. It may not be exact. Okay. And after that, I am drawing in green. This is the plains. The entire portion is plain. Okay. And after that, again peninsular India comes here also. Like this. So why this peninsular India got detached from this region? Because, and separated by plain, separated by a plain. So how these two peninsular India part got separated from the separated by a plain? It is because of the gap, Malda Gap. This region is a Malda Gap. A depression was formed due to faulting. So I will deal it while I am dealing with the drainage. Okay, Malda Gap. So that gap got, that fault got filled with the deposits from the rivers and it became a plain. So this is also part of peninsular India. Meghalaya Plateau is also part of peninsular India. Okay. Now coming to the coastal plains. So we know that west coast, east coast are there. Okay. The west coast, most part of the west coast is submergent coast. Submergence. coast. This side it is known as emergence or emerging coast. Okay. So because of that, I hope you are all aware about the concept of continental slope, shelf and all. Okay. So if you draw the cross section of at this place, somewhere at this place, cross section, it would be like I will take another fresh page. I am going to draw the cross section at this place. Okay. Okay, this is the cross section actually. If I need to label, this is Western Ghats. This is the plateau, Deccan Plateau. This is the both these things are East Coast Plain, and this one is Eastern Ghats. Eastern Ghats. This is also coast plain only. This is also coastal plain only. The continental shelf, this region is known as continental shelf. After that there will be a sudden down, that is known as continental slope. This side there won't be much of continental shelf. Suddenly immediately the slope will be present. Okay, so the depth of the ocean is not gradual and sudden in case of the western side. In the eastern side, it is very gradual. So it is known as emergence. It is emergence. It is slowly emerging, and this land is slowly adding up here. Adding up here. So it is known as emergence coast. Here it is submergence coast. Suddenly it is going down. Because of that only, ports, harbors are well developed in, like the western side is more suitable. Why? Because only if the depth is more, ship can come near the coast. Okay, come near the coast and it can park itself. So here the ship needs to stand here only. It can't come near the coast. Okay. So if at all we need to develop a port, we need to deepen this region and then bring the ship to near the coast. Okay. Because of this only, the western side, the Arabian side, we have good natural harbors. They are known as natural harbors. Eastern side, it is known as artificial harbors. And again, there is another difference also. The west flowing rivers, because the gradient is so steep, the rivers which are flowing from this Western Ghats like this, since the slope is very high, the deposition will not happen here. So no delta formation. Since the slope is very steep, the deposition is not possible, no delta formation. Even at this portion, it will only erode. Due to erosion, estuary will be formed. But in contrary to that thing, here the rivers, whatever the rivers which are flowing, here it is very gentle. So the velocity of the river decreases. So whatever the river transports as erosion, it deposits here and delta formed. It is all because of the slope or the gradient. So here the slope is vertical, like it is very steep. So no deposition, no delta. And instead of deposition, some places erosion happens, that creates the estuary. And then this side it is natural harbor. This side, if at all harbor are to be developed, it should be the continental shelf should be deepened, and artificially we should develop the harbor or port. Okay. Okay, this is the cross section. So by now you should be fairly aware about that. Even the extent, this side the plane is limited to this level only. It is only very short area is on the west coastal plain. In the east coastal plain, from here to here, it is the east coastal plain only. So east coastal plain. So what else? The nature we will check. Okay. The west coastal plain is 1400 kilometer long. 1400 kilometer long, around 1400 kilometer long. Okay. Some places it is known for lagoons. Here, the west coastal plain is divided into this region. It is known as Konkan coast, and then the Malabar coast. In between, sometimes they call it as Karnataka coast. Konkan, Karnataka, Malabar, or Konkan and Malabar coast. Okay. Here, this side it is known as Coromandel coast. Okay. In the Malabar coast, here again it becomes like a little bit gentle slope is there in the Malabar coast. So backwaters are very common. So lakes, Vembanad Lake. Vembanad Lake and Astamudi Lake. Mudi Lake. They are also known as, the lakes are known as Kayals. They are mostly backwaters. They have connection with the sea. So there will be always movement of water from sea to lake and lake to sea. The balancing would always be there. Vembanad and Astamudi lakes. It has some good beaches also this side, western side. Okay. The width is in the northern aspect, it is only like 10 to 50 kilometer. 10 to 50 kilometer width in the northern aspect. But when it comes to Kerala, it is little bit high. In Kerala, it reaches up to 100 kilometer width. Okay, the width is in the northern part up to Karnataka coast, up to this region, it is only 10 to 50 kilometer wide, the coast, the plains, the coastal plains. Okay, in this part alone, it reaches up to 100 kilometers wide. Okay, so that's it about the western coastal plain. Now we are coming to the eastern coastal plain. Here this is due to the alluvial deposits of the east flowing river. Most of the rivers are east flowing river. The eastern coastal plains are results of alluvial deposits of the east flowing rivers. Okay, so the eastern Ghats are like not a continuous mountain, so they are here and there. They are non-continuous mountain ranges found in the east coastal plain. So numerous hills would be there, numerous number of small hills would be there in the east coastal plain. Okay, the lakes like Chilka, Koliru, Pulikat, Chilka, Koliru, Pulikat are the lakes which are present in the east coastal plain. Important lakes are Chilka, it is the Mahanadi, delta of Mahanadi. Okay, exactly at this region. Chilka is somewhere around here. Okay, Chilka is here. Chilka. The Koliru lake is in the deltas of Godavari, Krishna. That is here, Koliru. This is Chilka. This is Koliru. This is Pulikat. Okay, these are the lakes on the east coast plain, eastern coastal plain. So, and all these plains are known for their agriculture potential, and you know, because deltas are also very common. All the rivers forms delta, so the deltas are also highly cultivated region because of the fertile nature of the soil. Okay, so that's it regarding the coastal plains. We will move on to the islands. Okay, we have two major groups of island, one in Bay of Bengal and one in Arabian Sea. And then the offshore islands, very near to the shore of the islands. This offshore islands can also be the very like what for prelims. Which island is near which coast? Like what is near Mumbai? What is near Kerala coast? Like that, or what is in the Gulf of Mannar? Like that, the offshore islands can also be asked as a prelims question. So you need to prepare for this offshore islands also very extensively with your atlas. Okay, that is part of map reading only. So the Andaman and the Nicobar Island. Here the Andaman Island is divided into two main group of island. One is Ritchie's Archipelago. Archipelago is a group of island. Okay, this is the Ritchie's Archipelago. whatever here, this is the Ritchie's archipelago. And all these islands are collectively known as Labyrinth Island. This is Ritchie's archipelago. Ritchie's archipelago. These islands are known as Labyrinth. Labyrinth Island. Okay. And again, the North Andaman, Middle Andaman, Little Andaman. Here you can call it as a Andaman, and here this side it is Nicobar. Okay, Nicobar Island. Both are divided by the 10-degree latitude. 10-degree latitude. So the 10-degree latitude, the 10-degree latitude pass through this region. So it is known as 10-degree channel. Between Andaman and Nicobar Islands, the channel is known as 10-degree channel. Here, the Myanmar coast and the North Andaman is divided by Coco Channel. Here, the Sumatra Island and the Nicobar Island is divided by Great Channel. Great Channel. Okay. So there are many channels. These things you can check with the atlas also. Between the South Andaman and the Little Andaman, it is Duncan Passage. Duncan Passage. Sombrero Channel. All are prelims important, not important for mains. Okay. Prelims important. Sometimes they may ask. Okay. Recently they have renamed some set of islands. Okay. So those things can be part of prelims question. So here, I don't know whether it is visible. The Ross Island has been renamed as Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Island. And then the Havelock Island, which is famous for tourism. Havelock Island. Havelock Island. So many of the tourist resorts would be there in the Havelock Island. So people will move from Port Blair to Havelock and stay there in Havelock. Okay. That Havelock Island has been renamed as Swaraj Deep. Swaraj Dweep. Okay. The Neil Island has been renamed as Shahid Dweep. Shahid Dweep. Okay. These are all part of Ritchie's archipelago. And this is the Barren Island. Barren Island, only active volcano in India. Okay, that's it. Like, what other points regarding the islands? Barren Island is the only active volcano. And these are all majority of the islands. Andaman Islands are like, they are the submarine mountains. Submarine mountains, they are continuation of the Himalayas. The Himalayas, whatever the, here a small map is here. I'm going to draw in this. The Himalayas, after coming this, it continues as a Arakan mountains in Myanmar. Arakan Yoma or Arakan mountains in the Myanmar. And that mountains continue as a the submarine mountain ranges. The tip alone is visible over the surface of the sea. That is the islands, Andaman Nicobar Island. And some are volcanic in origin. Some are submarine mountains. They are partly submarine mountains and also volcanic. Okay. The vegetation which is present here is equatorial type of vegetation. Equatorial type of vegetation. Okay. So the number of islands somewhere I have written. The Nicobar Island has coral deposits. Mostly the corals are found in the Nicobar Islands, and some even in the Andaman also some corals are found, but Nicobar Islands are rich in corals. Okay, and then coming to the Lakshadweep Island. So sorry, yeah. In Andaman, we have around 572 total number of islands. 572 islands, out of which around 30 to 35 are inhabited, I think. Inhabited. So that inhabited numbers alone I don't have, so you can check it. In Lakshadweep, the number of islands are 36, out of which 11 are inhabited. 11 are inhabited. That means people are living in 11 islands. So all of the Lakshadweep islands are coral. Coral islands. Okay, they are formed due to the coral developed over the shallow sea floor. Okay, so coral islands, Lakshadweep. Here the 10-degree channel divides the island group into two groups. Okay, 10-degree channel. Above 10 degree is known as, I can't see, somewhere here, yeah. This is the 10-degree line. Ten-degree channel. This side it is known as Aminidiv Island. Here below this it is known as Kannanur Island. Kannanur Islands. Okay, this is Aminidiv Islands. Below that it is known as Kannanur Islands. It is divided by 10-degree channel. And then the Maldives Island and the Lakshadweep are divided by 9-degree channel. Below the 9-degree channel, somewhere here the Maldives will be coming. Okay, that's it regarding the islands. And when we come to offshore islands, some islands I can tell you, here, somewhere here, Piram, Baisala, two island here, this region, Piram, Baisala. Okay, and again I am telling from Majid Hussain only. Here, around this region, Dayu, Vaida, Nora, Vaida, Nora, Nora, and then Pirotan, Pirotan Island. Kadiyabat, Aliyabat, again this region only, the Tapi and Narmada. Kadiyabat, Adiyabat. sorry, Aliabet, AL. Near Mumbai, 4 islands. Near Mumbai, 4 islands. Mumbai will be here, I know that, but near Mumbai, 4 islands. Elephanta, Butcher, Cross, these are the islands near Mumbai. Near Goa, Anjidev, somewhere around here. Anjidev. Vypin near Kochi. Vypin. Vypin. Vypin near Kochi. Here in this region, Pamban, Crocodile, Adunda. Pamban, Crocodile, Adunda. Pamban, Crocodile, Adunda. Okay, Pamban, Crocodile, Adunda. Somewhere here near this region, Sriharikota, that is an island. Sriharikota is an island. Near Mahanadi, this region, Wheeler Island. These are known for the rocket launching stations. And then somewhere here, Ganga Sagar and Sagar. Newmoor Island, Ganga Sagar, Sagar. 3 islands. Newmoor Islands. Newmoor alone I will write spelling. New Moore. Newmoor Island, Sagar, Ganga Sagar. Okay. That's it regarding the islands. These are the or island near to the mainlands. Okay. So I will check for the doubts. Nine-degree channel separates the Lakshadweep from the Maldives. Okay. I don't know. One of you is asking whether Newmoor was submerged, sir. I'm not aware. Kindly check it. Okay. And then Kayals are the backwaters in Kerala. Okay. Kayals are the backwaters in Kerala. The example is Astamudi and Bernard Lake. Kayal is the Kerala name for lake. Okay, Kayals. So the estuary formation is because of the steepness of the slope. The gradient of the river is very high. The slope is very steep. So instead of deposition, it again erodes the coastal region also. Once the coast being eroded, it forms the estuaries. If deposition happens, then it will form delta. So why this doubt comes? Because you don't know what is estuary. So okay, this is the sort of a landmass. Land is here. Okay. the river is coming. After this it is going to be what? After this it is going to be, for example, say C. Okay, after this it is going to be C. From this level it is going to be C. Two rivers are coming. The river is coming. The velocity here is high. Then it will erode. It will remove some portion of the land. So it will become like vertically erode. It will erode and go into the sea. Okay. This is known as estuary. If the velocity is very less, the river will not be flowing very actively or fast. So then it will slowly start branching also. It will start branching, which is known as distributary. So what will happen? Whatever it has brought, that will make sediment. That will deposit here. And the land would be added here. This side land would be lost. Okay. Even this region will become water, sea. Here, even the sea side, the water side will become slowly land due to deposition. Okay. This side it is delta. Due to deposition, the land is getting added into the sea. That is delta. Estuary means due to erosion, the sea is coming inside the land. It will be like this. Okay, coming inside the land. Okay, the sea is coming inside the land. That is known as estuary. The western coast is famous for estuaries and the east coast is famous for delta formation. And then some of you are asking for, again one of you is asking for Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Okay, how they are formed. Okay. The Western Ghats are block mountains. Example for block mountains. Okay. What is a block mountain? It is formed due to faulting or subsidence. Okay. I will remove this estuary and delta formation slide diagram. Okay. The Western Ghats are the block mountains because this is the Arabian Sea plate. Okay. This is the Indian sort of a plate region. Like, don't say that it is not the entire Indian plate is there. Within that, the Arabian Sea is a small block is there. Arabian Sea block. Okay. And then the peninsular block is there. Okay. So what happens? Suddenly this goes down, submerges. So the Arabian Sea went down. And this was like this. Okay. So this looks like a mountain. Okay. This looks like a mountain and this side it is eroded slowly. This side eroded. So this side, this edge is looking like a mountain. Here some deposits are there. That is the coastal plain. So here this side is the Arabian Sea, what we have. This is the Western Ghats. So a mountain which is formed due to faulting, like movement of the block of a rock, the crustal rock downwards. That is known as, because of that only we call it as a submergent coast. Submergence coast, and due to faulting whatever the block of mountain which is standing, block of earth which is standing, that is looking like a mountain, so it is known as block mountain. So all three things are correlating. Submergence coast, because it is submerging. Whichever is the standing block is looking like a mountain, so it is known as block mountain. It is a block mountain, Western Ghats. The Eastern Ghats, whatever the intermittent mountains, they are actually not the mountain. They are part of the block only, plateau only, this side only. So whenever it got eroded, when the water from the mountain, this Western Ghats, the rivers eroded this side, the resistant rocks stand as a mountain. So they are known as relict mountains. Relict mountains. So if I need to draw that pictorially, initially it would have been like this, okay. So the river slowly eroded everything, okay. These regions, river has eroded. So now the top portion is removed. This region is removed because of river erosion. Okay, like this it is there, and somewhere alone, wherever the resistant rock is there, those alone is standing now. Remaining portion are all eroded by the river. Okay, so it is known as relict mountains. The Eastern Ghats are known as relict mountains. Lakshadweep islands are coral islands. Coral islands means it is formed due to coral formation only. Okay, now we will take a break of 5 minutes and then we will continue with the drainage. Astamudi Lake and Vembanad Lake are the lakes in Kerala. Example for Kayal lakes, K-A-Y-A-L lakes. Hello. Yeah. The channel which I told, which separates the Lakshadweep with the between the Lakshadweep and the Maldives is 8-degree channel. 8-degree channel, not the 9-degree channel. Okay. Not the 9-degree channel. It is the 8-degree channel which separates between Lakshadweep and the Maldives. Okay. So we will move on to the next topic, which is drainage. As shown in the slide, what is drainage? Drainage is the integrated system of streams. Stream is something which carry waters. Okay. Integrated system of streams and tributaries which collect and carries the surface water to a water body. The water body can be a ocean, can be a sea, can be a large lake, anything. Okay, that is drainage. So here some concepts are there. What is a catchment area? What is a drainage basin? And what is a watershed? These are some concepts. So a catchment area is a place, like is a surface area, is a specific area from where the water is collected by a river. Okay, that is a catchment area. The entire area is known as catchment area. And then the drainage basin, it is usually for a larger river. For a larger river, we call it as a drainage basin. Area drained by a river and its tributaries together. So that is known as drainage basin. Okay. What is a watershed? Watershed is watershed. One thing is line, watershed line and watershed area. There are two concepts. The watershed line is the line which separates the two basin or catchment area sort of a thing. Okay, this side, whatever the rain falls, it will go to the other side of the other tributary and it will take another course. Okay, whatever the rain falls on this side of the watershed, it will be collected by a particular river or stream. Okay, even a small tributary will have their own watershed. So many watershed join to form a drainage basin. Okay, many watershed join to form a drainage basin. Okay, watershed is the smallest unit. Okay, watershed is the smallest unit and surface area, the area which is being drained by a particular stream. Okay, so watershed is used for planning purpose. Whenever they are planning for a particular region, so they use watershed concept. Okay, because in a particular watershed, most of the physical characteristic, the amount of rainfall received in a watershed would be similar. The type of crop grown in a watershed would be similar. More or less, the economic status of a people also will be similar in a watershed. So whenever they will regional planning for development, they take watershed as a unit of planning. For a particular watershed, they will they will make a plan and then they will implement so that they can develop a particular watershed. Okay. While reading regarding the Indian economy and all, the older plans would be called as watershed development plan only. WDP, watershed development plan. Okay. So the watershed divide is the division, the line is the division between two adjacent watersheds. Okay, this is one concept. And then we are going to see different types of drainage pattern. Actually, in drainage of India, like nothing more to explain. Like for example, if it comes to Ganges, where it originates, where it is going to drain, and then what are all the right bank tributaries, what are all the left bank tributaries, these tributaries names and all you have to take down, and then any important cities on the during the course of the river, what are all the important cities it is coming across, that thing is an important thing. So that's it. Like if it is starting from a glacier, which glacier is feeding the particular river, like that, nothing to explain more. But a few things which are which needs explanation, I am dealing it in detail. And when it comes to the river as such, the course, the tributaries and all, I will rush through, because that is nothing more than narrating the facts again. Okay, you can get the facts from any book, or even Atlas can be giving you the origin and the draining point and then the tributaries of a particular river. Okay, sort of a map reading thing. So the drainage pattern is one of the important aspects. Some questions, you can expect some questions from this region, this area. Okay, we will see one by one what are all the drainage pattern. Okay, what is a drainage pattern? The shape and form of the streams of a drainage system. Okay, a geographical area is like this. The area is like this. So in this, there are many rivers are flowing. Okay, the tributaries, how the tributaries are arranged. Okay, it is coming and falling into the sea. You think this is sea. Okay, how the shape and form of the streams of a drainage system is there. So that denotes the drainage pattern. So there are some named patterns. We will see one by one. Check one by one what are all the drainage patterns. Dendritic. What is a dendritic drainage pattern? Okay, it is like a tree, appearance of a tree. It would be like this. How the tree is there, branch would be there, and then sub branch would be there. Okay, it would be like a tree. So dendritic means the shape of the drainage system would be like a appearance of a tree, branching and ramifications, like you can have it only branching with much of branching. So example, most of the Gangetic rivers, okay, Gangetic rivers, those river, Ganga, Yamuna, and then those river which are flowing into Ganga from the Himalayas, they are dendritic pattern, like a tree. Okay, next thing is trellis drainage. Trellis, rectangular pattern. Trellis is rectangular. I will show you the image later. Rectangular pattern. So how it would be? All the drainage, it will be like this. It will be following some rectangular shape. Okay, some sort of rectangular. The joining of the tributaries to the river will be in an angular form, forming a rectangular, right angle joining would be there. The tributaries will join with the main river at right angles, forming some rectangles. So that is known as trellis pattern. Example, the rivers in the Chota Nagpur plateau. Chota Nagpur plateau drainage. Okay. Okay, there is a pattern known as barbed pattern. Barb means it is the what? They use it for fencing. Okay, barbed wire. Okay, barbed pattern. Here, the river will be flowing like this, but the tributary will be flowing like this against the river. Okay, the river would be flowing from north to south, for example. The tributaries flows from south to north in an opposite direction and go and join in the higher point. So water from here should have actually come like this, but instead of that, taking this course, it is flowing in an opposite direction to the main river and joining at the higher place. Okay. This is known as barbed. So to write it, tributaries flow upstream. Tributaries flow upstream and make a discordant junction. This is known as discordant junction. Discordant means it is not a normal one. Discordant. Discordant junction. How the questions will be asked? Very less possibility that explain the drainage patterns of India. Like they may ask you, but most probably in prelims, how it can be asked? The barbed pattern drainage usually has discordant junction. That might be one sentence. Okay. Or in barbed pattern of drainage, the tributaries, the direction of movement is against the direction of, opposite to the direction of the main river. That is also right. Okay. So like that you may find a question in prelims or mains. Example, Arun River. It is in the Nepal-India border. Arun River. Example, Arun River. The tributaries go and join in the higher altitude. Barbed pattern. Okay. Then rectangular. So trellis also you told rectangular. This also you are telling rectangular. There is a small difference between that thing. Here also the right angled and right angled junction would be there. Here also right angle bends and right angle junction would be there. Trellis would be like even more proper rectangles. Here it would be like a branching. So the right angled bends and right angle junctions. Here also right angle bend branches and right angle junctions. Both are similar only. Trellis, they have very slight difference. There it is even more. The trellis is even more proper rectangles. Here it is like, it can be like little bit like a rectangle and it can show some deviation. And here also the angles are right angle junctions. Okay, rectangle. Example, the Vindhya mountain rivers. Vindhyan mountain rivers. Vindhyan mountain rivers. Okay. Now we will see the picture. Dendritic. Dendritic you see here like this. Okay, the Ganga, Yamuna and all will be like this. Dendritic. Trellis, Chota Nagpur. Okay. And then barbed wire somewhere here, the Arun river. Okay, barbed wire pattern. Barbed wire. So here, if you ask me, the main river is here. Okay, the direction is here, but the rivers are going and joining in the upstreams. Okay, that is the example for barbed wire. You need not draw such things. It is not like very clear also. You can draw only one river, the main river direction, and the tributaries goes and join in the upper stream. Okay, that is a barbed wire pattern. Rectangular pattern you can identify here, which is in the Vindhyan mountain. Okay, rectangular pattern. It is roughly rectangular. Trellis is more what? An angular pattern. Okay, next. Radial pattern. It is like a spokes of wheel. It moves outward. Okay, spokes of wheel. The river originates from the central point and moves outward. Okay, example is Amarkantak Plateau. It's a very important example. This pattern is very important. Amarkantak Plateau, 3 rivers, Narmada, Son and another river, Mahanadi. This one is Narmada. This one is Son. This is Mahanadi. From the Amarkantak Plateau, Amarkantak Plateau is very near to the the Satpura range. At the end of the Satpura range, Amarkantak Plateau will be there in the Madhya Pradesh. It is in Madhya Pradesh. So there, all 3 rivers originate from that plateau and flows in different direction. One goes and join the Arabian Sea. Narmada goes and join the Arabian Sea. And then Son goes and join the Ganga. Mahanadi comes and drain into Bay of Bengal. Okay, this is an example for radial pattern of drainage. More potential for asking in the exams, radial pattern of drainage. And radial pattern of drainage is also found in some unnamed rivers, Gir Hills in Gujarat, and then Mikir Hills in northeast, Mikir Hills in Assam. Okay, here also radial pattern of drainage is seen. Okay, then we are going to see the annular pattern. I will erase this. Gir Mikil Hills are example. Amarkantak Plateau, Son, Mahanadi, Narmada are there. Annular pattern. Annular means ring. The drainage would be like this. around a hill, both side of the hill, it will be draining like a ring. Okay, it is like a ring. Okay, it's looking like a ring. It's known as annular pattern of drainage. Where it is not so common, but it is present in Pithodgarh region, Uttarakhand. Pithodgarh or Pithodgarh region in Uttarakhand and Nilgiris. Okay, this annular. Parallel system of drainage. All the rivers are arranged parallelly, like they go and drain into a sea like this parallelly. Example, Western Ghats, Western rivers. Western rivers of Western Ghats. Okay, all the rivers, small rivers drain into Arabian Sea parallelly. Okay. Then deranged pattern of drainage. There is no proper drainage pattern at all. It is deranged. Usually recently melted glacier. Recently melted glacier will be showing such pattern. Some lake would be there, some streams would be there, something like that. Deranged pattern. Okay. Example, glacier in Karakoram. Karakoram range. Then the last one is centripetal. All the rivers comes to the, or the streams comes to the center and drain into a lake. So the centripetal, playa lakes in deserts. Okay. Centripetal drainage. Centripetal, all the rivers come and drain into a central lake, opposite of radial. Radial means go out from the central point. Here centripetal means different rivers come and join into a central lake, come and drain into a central lake, opposite of this radial. Okay. So these are the drainage patterns. Some of you are asking me to explain this watershed line and watershed. Okay. So these are the three edges of the mountain. Okay. Like this it is there, one ridge is there, and like this one ridge is there. Same mountain. It is the same mountain but different edges. Okay. There is another side also, that side, the back side of the, which we can't see, the board side. Okay. whatever the rain falls this side, it will get collected like this. Okay, and the river will run like this. And from here also, this side also. It will go like this. Okay. So this is one watershed. The area, watershed area. Watershed area. Okay. Drained by this stream. They will have a name. Watershed area of river A or stream A. Watershed area of stream B. The area will be denoted by the name of the stream. Okay. Watershed area. The line which divides the two watershed area is known as watershed line. This is the watershed line. So if the rain falls this side of the line, it will join A. If the rain falls this side of the line, it will join B. Okay. This is a divide. It is a ridge. Okay. The ridge line of the mountain, or even in the plain also it will be less pronounced. Like it will be like this. Okay. In plains also it will be like this. This is one region. This is one region. And this side there will be another region. Like this. And the intermittent. These lines are the watershed lines in the plains. In the hills it will be like this. So the rivers can be like this. It will come out like this sometime. From here it will go like this. From here also it will come out like this. Okay, these are the watershed divide line. This is the watershed area. Usually they take for planning one watershed as a unit area for planning. So we have checked the drainage patterns. Now this is the radial pattern. You need not draw like this. You can draw like simply like a spoke and you can mark it. Annular pattern. It is like a ring. Okay. Annular pattern. Parallel. See, all are parallel. This is the ridge line actually. This is the highest point of the mountain. So both sides it is parallel. It is not draining into the ridge. Okay. You should understand that. The river is not going and draining here. It is starting from there and draining parallelly outside. Okay. And this is the deranged pattern. Deranged pattern is like there is no evenness. Some lakes are there, some waters are there, some streams are there, like that. Okay. So again, for revision sake, Amarkantak Plateau, Son, Narmada, Mahanadi, radial drainage. Okay. And Girnar Hills here, Rengma Hills here also shows the radial drainage. Annular pattern, Nilgiri somewhere here and Pithodgarh, annular pattern. All the west flowing river from the Western Ghats, parallel drainage, parallel pattern. In Karakoram range, we have deranged pattern. And then centripetal in the Playa lakes. Drainage basin is a larger area which combines many watershed together, forms the drainage basin. Catchment area is the entire area from where the water is collected. They are all same only. Okay. Oasis and Playa Lake. Oasis is sometimes Playa is a very temporary lake. Oasis can be a long-term lake, and oasis can be like some amount of groundwater can also be there. Underground water can also be, the shallow water level also can be contributing for a oasis. Playa is totally surface water. Whatever the rainwater is collected, that is Playa Lake. Okay, this is a three-dimensional representation of some pattern of drainage. Okay, you can check here between rectangular and trellis. What is the difference? You can appreciate. Okay, both are a triangle only, they join, but there is a slight difference. Okay, rectangular and trellis. Okay, three-dimensional view of all the drainage patterns. Okay, again, so far we have seen the drainage patterns based on how it looks like. How it looks like. Okay. Now here also it is angular only, man. It is angular only. But here it is like you can see that symmetry, both sides, the the tributaries come and join. Here it is not symmetrical. One side it is joining, one side it is coming like this. Okay, don't be so thing. It is all natural thing, so it cannot be like following your orders, like how you are drawing the picture won't be there. So here it is like symmetric. So here also another thing would be there. So it is more, trellis pattern is more rectangular and symmetrical in shape compared to the rectangular one. Okay. Okay. This is the drainage pattern based on development, how it has developed. Okay, evolution, how it has evolved. So far we have seen based on how it appears. How it appears, we have seen the drainage pattern. Now this is based on the development or how the drainage pattern has evolved. Antecedent drainage. It is little bit tough concept to understand all these things. So be careful, be not careful, be little bit attentive and then try to understand. Okay. So this is a plate, for example, say Indian plate. Okay, this is another plate, Eurasian plate. Some river might have, in between is the Tethys. So that some river might have originated from the plates and it would have drained into the Tethys. Okay, so these two plates collided. The Tethys is no more there. Okay, so in a cross section, if you see, this is the plate which have joined and the river is like this. Rivers are flowing like this. This side some rivers are there, this side some rivers are there. This is the join. Okay, two plates. This is one plate, this is one plate. Okay, what happens now? The rising of Himalayas happens. Like this, the Himalaya rises. The river get caught between this thing. Okay. Okay, I will draw that side smaller. river get caught between the two Himalayan ranges. Okay, it has to drain into any particular side river. So what will happen? It will slowly erode this, whichever is lower, because the rising is also happening very gradually. Whenever some rise is there, this river will erode. Okay, it will keep on eroding. It will keep on eroding. So after certain point of time, you see it will be rising, it will be raised, but there will be a valley through which the river will be flowing, cutting the entire range. That is known as gorge, because the river was there before the rise of the mountain itself. So when the mountain was slowly rising, the river was constantly eroding also. So the river was constantly eroding also. Okay, I told you when the rising was happening, there will be a depression below. Okay, so the river was constantly eroding and falling into the depression. This is the depression and coming into the sea also. Okay, such river are known as antecedent rivers. Antecedent rivers. Okay, in language, how to write it? It is the rivers that are existing before the upheaval of Himalayas. Upheaval of Himalayas. They cut their courses southward by making gorges. Such rivers are known as antecedent rivers. These rivers were there even before the rise of Himalayas. So whenever slowly, like you can understand, whenever the mountain is rising little bit, the river will cut that much. Again the mountain is rising little bit, the river will cut. Mountain rise, river will cut. So both sides, like how it would be, like if you see, the range would be like this, mountains would be like this side, like this, the mountain range would be there, but the river will be flowing like this, cutting the mountain. This is the mountain which has been raised, but the river is there before the mountain started rising also. So it was constantly cutting. From here, if it is starting, it is difficult. But when the mountain was this level also, the river was there. Mountain was this level also, this much it has eroded. This level also it was eroding. This level also it was eroding. So because the river was older than the mountain, it was able to cut through the mountain throughout the rising period. Okay, these rivers are known as antecedent rivers. Indus, Sutlej, Brahmaputra, all are antecedent rivers. They were there even before Himalayas were formed also. Antecedent rivers are the rivers which were present or existed before the upheaval of the Himalayas, and they cut their course or way through the mountain by forming gorges. Example: Indus, Sutlej, Ganga, Brahmaputra. Many Himalayan rivers are example for antecedent rivers. They were antecedent. Ante means before. Okay, before. Okay. see, these gorges are not formed after the mountains are created. The river was there always. Whenever the mountain was raised, the river used to cut. Okay, so from here, if a river need to cut through this mountain, it would be very difficult. But since the river was before itself, whenever, if centimeter rises, that centimeter it will remove. But by the side it will grow. Here it will keep growing. But here it will not allow to grow because the river will be eroding the whatever is there. Okay. So the erosion capacity of this river will be like, even if it is small also, it will be sufficient to erode this much of level. Okay. Where the river is not, the mountain has grown. Wherever the river is there, mountain was not allowed to grow because of the erosion by the river. Okay, this is antecedent river. Then we will move on to the consequent river. Consequent river. They simply follow the general direction of slope. Okay, nothing more. Okay, it is the peninsular river. The Western Ghats, plateau, and then the plain, and then the sea. Okay, this is the cross section of peninsula. This is the Western Ghats, plateau, plain, east coastal plain, and then sea. Okay, the river will start here and go like this and go like this, and then it will fall here. Okay, nothing. So these are consequent rivers. Example, all peninsular rivers. All peninsular rivers. They follow the general direction of slope. Then comes the subsequent rivers. Subsequent rivers. Once a consequent river was there, established, there is a general slope. This is the slope of the land. Okay, there is a general slope. This is the slope, and a river is formed. After that, due to some other river, due to faulting or some other purpose, if it goes down, other rivers form and then join the first river, consequent river. This is consequent river. Consequent river. Subsequently, the river goes and join with the consequent river. Subsequently, a river goes and join with the consequent river. That is known as subsequent river. Okay, so how to write it? Okay, a tributary which joins a consequent river. Consequent river. So why it is called differently, subsequent instead of again consequent, means this tributary could have come like this, but instead of coming like this, it went and joined the consequent river. It is not doing like this. Okay, so the tributary which joins the subsequent river, consequent river by erosion is known as subsequent river. Okay, instead of behaving like this, it is going and joining a already established consequent river. So it is known as subsequent river. Okay, what is a superimposed river? What is a superimposed river means? there is a land okay. This is a topsoil or a sedimentary region okay. A river is flowing like this okay. River was flowing like this. After some time, due to erosion, this layer is removed. This topsoil is removed. And again, the river will be flowing like this. Okay. Then this is known as superimposed river. Already it was flowing on a different surface and it was showing feature of that related to that type of material. But because that material is removed, the topsoil is removed and then it is placed on another type of rock or surface, then it is known as superimposed. How to write it? A stream which was originally established on a cover of rock, which is now removed by erosion, is known as superimposed. The stream was established on another type of soil or a cover. Okay, that cover is now removed by erosion. Then it is on the freshly eroded surface. The river is flowing. Okay, then it is known as superimposed drainage. Example: Damodar, Subarnarekha, Banas. Superimposed river. Damodar, Subarnarekha, Banas. Okay. A figure I have here. Okay. Consequent, subsequent. Superimposed is not here. If further branching is there, then it is known as resiquent and obsequent. This is much higher level, not necessary. You limit with consequent, subsequent, these things. Consequent, subsequent and superimposed. Okay. You can remember that there is a name called as obsequent and resiquent also. But no need to, you can, from here only you can understand something. If the next order of river is also following the slope, then it is resiquent. It is against the slope, it is obsequent. Okay. Okay. So for revision's sake, antecedent river. So which was due to the Himalayan rise, from that side of the Himalaya, it is creating what? Gorges through the Himalayas. Most of the places it forms gorges through the Himalayas and come to the Indian side from the Tibetan side. So these rivers are known as antecedent rivers because they are older than the Himalayas. Okay, antecedent rivers. Then all the rivers, Krishna, Godavari, Kaveri, everything are consequent rivers. Example for subsequent river is branches of Narmada Tapi or tributaries of Narmada Tapi, or example for subsequent river, Narmada and Tapi. Examples for subsequent rivers. Superimposed river here, Damodar, Subarnarekha, Banas. or the superimposed river, because this plateau is mostly what? Eroded plateau, highly eroded plateau. Subsequent is, I have told you now, before that I forgot, tributary of Narmada and Tapi, because first Narmada and Tapi was established and then the tributaries got established. Instead of they going separately, they fall into the Narmada and Tapi. What is superimposed? Definition again. Okay, when a stream with a course originally established on a cover of rock which is now removed by erosion is known as superimposed. I know that this is little bit difficult to understand. What you can do is, like, you can check with some videos in YouTube. Okay, you can go to YouTube and you can type superimposed river animation and you can check it. Okay, then you will come to know that I am explaining you with words, but if you see how the superimposed river get established, then you will understand better. Okay, but for writing, it is a river which was originally established on a cover rock, but the cover is now removed due to erosion. Now the river is placed on the subsequent layer of the rock. Okay, that river is known as superimposed rock, superimposed river. Okay, so that's it. So from now onwards, we will see the okay. So the Arabian Sea drain 77% of India, and Bay of Bengal drain, sorry, it is ulta. Okay, Bay of Bengal drain 77% and Arabian Sea drain 23% of India. And the line is known as water divide. This line is known as water divide. Which is drained on this side, Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. I told you this region is the radial drainage pattern. Son is going here, Narmada is coming here, Mahanadi is coming here. Okay, Amarkantak plateau. Okay. The line I have drawn is water divide between Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. And then the river basins are divided into three types: major, medium and minor basins. This is the classification. More than 20,000 square kilometer, it is major basins. 2,000 to 20,000 medium basins. Less than 2,000, it is minor basins. Okay. And the drainage will also be classified into Himalayan drainage and peninsular drainage. Okay, peninsular system of rivers and Himalayan system of rivers based on origin, where it originates. Okay, from Himalayas or from the peninsular region. Okay. So now from the in the next class we will see the rivers. Yeah, majority of the peninsular river tributaries are subsequent only. But very classical example is tributaries of Narmada and Tapi. So this is wrong. Please take down correctly. Okay. Bay of Bengal drains more. Okay. Yeah, I will teach Indian climate and monsoon. I will teach. I will cover that. Indian climate, monsoon, vegetation, natural hazards. I will cover these parts. Okay, thank you. Meet you all in the next class. Thank you. Yeah, like I will try to finish. If at all, if I'm not able to do that, I will be definitely asking for another class and I will be covering it. Okay. So I was told to complete in 3 class, but I'm planning to ask for another class. Okay. So most probably I'll be doing in another 2 classes.